This week we're talking about body dysmorphic disorder. It means when you think you're hideously ugly and you're not. It's an anxiety disorder, which means you're obsessive about your physical attributes. It's sometimes about a specific area, like you don't like your nose or you don't like your skin. And people go to great lengths to alter those parts. It doesn't mean you're vain, because a lot of people with it are quite secretive about the disorder. It affects 1 to 2% of the population. It's as common in men as it is in women. And 1 out of 4 people affected by it try to take their lives.
From when I was about 6, I didn't like the way that I looked.
Who first told you were ugly?
I've always been told that I was ugly.
By who?
The next door neighbour was the first person
Said
that
you're ugly.
He said that I was the God, this is really hard. The child of the devil, because I was because my eyes were so blue, and he says that I was the spawn of the devil, and that really stayed with me. When I was younger, I'd never even get in the bath without having like my pyjamas on.
So you take a shower with your clothes on?
I used to when I was younger. I just can't even bear to look at myself.
So are you all right now, or are you going to go down as soon as the sun goes down?
I'm fine now, I'd say. You know, because I take medication,
Right.
which kind of takes the edge off most things, but I've learnt to cope. I exercise a lot, even though there's a lot of resistance, I find, to exercise in the winter. I do find once I do that, I feel a lot better.
For how long?
Most of the day, really, if I can get out, but it's finding something I can do where I can go outside.
So your endorphins work for a day?
For a day, pretty much.
Yeah, mine work for an hour. I only have an hour.
Do you?
And then it dips again.
I drove to Woodland near my parents' home where I grew up.
What's going through your head when you're driving?
Well, I was just thinking I plotted very carefully to take my own life. I think I'd left a letter with the police to explain where I'd be so they could find me. I'd plotted so that, you know, hoping my car wouldn't be traced, all this sort of stuff. Oh, of course, through my mind was going, God, I don't want to do this to my parents, do this to Suzanne, she'll be...
And how do you get those voices down? So you're
well,
having an argument in the car with yourself?
That argument had been going on for 6 months, years,
Yeah.
a year, because I knew the terrible damage it would do to my parents, particularly the rest of my family and my partner. I took a massive overdose of lithium, crawled into this, I'd taken a suit bag with me to sit on under a tree, so crawled like a sort of wounded animal to sit on this tree to wait to die.
I thought I was Jesus in 2002, so I tried to recruit disciples from my local Morrison's, and
The grocery store?
Yeah, and I actually came up with
It's a good place.
Yeah, 2 people who wanted to be my disciples. So you know,
It works.
it works. You know, I said to them, that Vicks vapor rub isn't going to help you. I'm going to help you. So I had the persuasive argument.
And then what did you do with them?
I got bored with them.
You got what?
I got bored with them.
You got bored with your disciples?
Yes. They wanted me to perform miracles, and I wasn't up to that.
Yeah, you were tired.
I didn't have a staff, so I decided to use the kind of the piping bit of my Hoover as a staff.
I'm sorry, that's funny. So here's my advice. Next time you feel you want to self-harm, get a diary and write down the feelings that are connected with wanting to hurt yourself. Just write them down. You know, take out your anger on the thing. Or get a felt tip and do maybe, you know, just draw on yourself, do a butterfly, something like that, or wherever you want to self-harm. So maybe the next time there's sort of a reminder that there's something there that you don't want to hurt. Or else get a prop and really take out your frustration on something else besides yourself. Just slam it and get back at those bullies that really pissed you off when you were in high school, and that shit who once hurt your feelings, and just whack it rather than whacking your